INLOVE, a classically styled sailing yacht built by Submarine in Istanbul and lying on the south coast of Turkey in Bodrum when we filmed. 116 feet in length, with a beam of 23 feet and 11 inches and a maximum draft of 11 feet and 11 inches. A very pretty yacht in a very pretty location. Well, as you know, I'm not always able to travel to the location to film the yachts that we have for sale, so I record the narrative here in my office in Monaco. Except this time, the broker representing her, Deniz Kaymaz, was very insistent that I go to Bodrum and see the yacht for myself. You should see her, he said. She's absolutely beautiful. So I did, and he was right. This yacht is something else. As we walked up the dock to board the yacht, she looked magnificent, and I must admit I just hoped that she would stand up to closer inspection, since sometimes a yacht can look great from a distance but be disappointing when you get on board. INLOVE did not just meet expectations, she exceeded them. Turkish skipper Haki and his crew clearly take a pride in this vessel, proud of her provenance, proud of her construction techniques, her seakeeping, and proud enough to keep her in outstanding condition. Haki proudly showed me the owner's manual with everything about the yacht detailed, from the hull construction to instructions for the various systems on board and line drawings showing where everything is located. Any future owner of this yacht and their crew will have all of the information they need to take over control. I also took a moment to call Deniz, partly to thank him for pushing me to fly over and see the yacht, but also to find out a little more about her. He explained to me that the entire vessel, hull and superstructure, is mostly made from teak. I've included a link to an article about building boats from teak in the description. It really is an amazing wood, incredibly durable, resistant to insects and rot due to its natural oil content. It's weather resistant and hardy enough to cope with wear and tear for many decades. Now, in the case of INLOVE, a technique called cold moulding was used. This entails building the hull from 32mm thick teak with 5 layers of 4mm thick Akayu mahogany added on top at different angles for added strength. Epoxy resin is used to encapsulate the wooden hull in fiberglass. As you can imagine, this results in an incredibly strong but relatively light hull with amazing soundproofing due to the wooden core. So let's talk about the layout of the yacht. When we arrived this morning, she was moored stern to, so we entered the yacht through a passerelle and through this central section. The crew had removed the centre cushions and it was a very comfortable and easy way to get on board the yacht. As soon as we were on board, the crew just put these centre cushions back to reveal this incredible, expansive sunbathing area that I can only imagine that when you're with your friends and your family, this must be a great place to hang out and just enjoy the sunshine and the company of your friends. And if you wish to, also the television, because there's a big television set that comes out of here. So in the evening, if you want to watch a movie or some sports event, what a great place to be able to do it from. Just forward of here is the helm station. And what a helm station it is, what a helm wheel. This in itself, in my opinion, is a work of art. And earlier when we were cruising, I spoke to Haki, the captain, and I said to him, is this not a difficult position to cruise from? Talking from my experience with motor yachts, we seem so far back and so far from the bow. he laughed at me as a sailing boat captain. He said this is the perfect place to navigate from. He has great visibility. Of course, he has his crew helping him too, and he really stated, without me prompting him, what an extremely easy yacht this is to sail. We'll be coming to that subject in a moment too. As you can see, the whole area is covered with this stainless steel sun awning, which right now has this canvas attached to it. You can remove that if you want to. I don't know why you would want to, unless you really do enjoy getting the sun as much as possible, but it makes for a very cozy atmosphere and a wonderful place for dinner. Because as you can see here, there are two separate tables that can converge to become one big dining area, where you have the shade, easy access for the crew to be able to come and serve at the table, plenty of space for everybody who's staying on board. We'll be seeing the capacity for how many people can stay on board in a few moments. But this has got a certain romance, a certain character, a certain style to it that you just don't find on motor yachts. I'm not going to go into too much details about the rigging and the sails, because as a motor yacht man, you're better off asking the broker that represents this yacht, who knows a lot more about them. Suffice to say, as you can see, we have two masts. They're made of aluminium. It's a very traditional setup. Interestingly, from time to time when we're filming sailing yachts, occasionally the captain and crew don't want to put the sails up because they say it's a lot of work. And so Vitaly, who's our cameraman today, I said to him, be aware that it takes a long time to put the sails up and we may have to convince the crew. I was completely wrong on that particular topic. I said to Hacky, you know, we need to get a little bit of footage of the yacht sailing. There's practically no wind at all. And Hacky, with a big smile on his face, said, of course. And in what seemed like 3 minutes, the sails were up, we were underway, and Vitaly was off in the tender to take the footage with the drone. So I can say from what I've seen with my own eyes, it's a yacht that's very easy to get the sails up, and with a minimum of wind, we were able to do a little bit of sailing. Although I must admit we had the engines going too. But that's why it's great to have a decent engine package, even on a sailing yacht. As we move forward, we find the life rafts, and the EPIRB, which is a mechanism for extreme emergencies so that people can find you if something goes badly wrong, and two anchors. I mentioned two because this is kind of on the borderline of whether you really need one big anchor or two, and it's good to see a yacht manufacturer building with two big anchors. It makes it far less likely that you'll drag anchor during the night. It gives the yacht great stability. A captain such as Hacky knows exactly how to position them so that you're really safe at night when you're at anchor. But we have to go back this way to show you the thing that really took my breath away. And actually, as we do, we'll go back down this way, Vitaly, because something I didn't mention are these sea steps here. This was actually in position when we arrived this morning, and I'm sure we'll have some footage where this goes down, the steps go down the side of the yacht, and it's just such a great way to arrive to the yacht. We were in the marina this morning, but if you're out at anchor and the tender arrives, this is such a comfortable way to get on board and to be able to enjoy your time on board. But the thing that really impressed me is what's inside here. So let's take a look. Inside the deckhouse is the main salon, a tribute to the interior designer and the craftsman who created this masterpiece. Contrasting woods blend with soft fabrics and leather detailing to create a light and airy central hub where you and your guests can congregate in comfort to discuss the day's sailing. A well-equipped comms station is situated to starboard, and as you can see, there is plenty of elegantly designed storage space here too. Guest accommodation on this vessel is forward, 2 doubles, a twin, and the owner's stateroom for 4 guest cabins in total. Here too, the craftsmanship, the design, the finishing, it's just extraordinary. So the best thing I can do is just shut up and let the pictures do the talking. left of the main salon we find the crew quarters. Interesting that they've been positioned here. It actually gives the crew mess and the galley a much bigger surface area than the owner's suite, an indication that this is a yacht you could spend quite some time on board without going ashore. The galley is particularly well equipped with high-end appliances and a practical layout, and is positioned just forward of the two crew cabins. I should add that there is a further crew cabin in the bow, so you could accommodate a crew of 6 if you wished. On the day of filming, we comfortably cruised with 3 crew members on board. Access to the engine room is fairly easy. The yacht is equipped with a Scania 600 horsepower engine and 2 27 kilowatt generators. Under power, the yacht will reach about 12 knots. Interestingly, the propeller on this yacht can fold up so that it decreases water resistance when under sail. Well, I'm so glad that I did come to Bodrum to take a look at this yacht, and in case you're in the market for a yacht like this, here are 2 points to conclude with. Firstly, INLOVE has only ever been privately used, but she does qualify with the registration company RENA to be a charter yacht. So if you want to buy her and then put her on the charter market to offset some of the running costs, you can set that program up pretty quickly. Secondly, when I heard that she was delivered in 2014, I immediately thought, has she done her 10-year survey? That's a survey you need to do to keep the yacht in class, and it can be quite expensive. So word to the wise, if you're looking to buy a 10-year-old yacht, always ask that question so that you don't get an unexpected and an unpleasant surprise. Well, in the case of INLOVE, yes, that survey has been done. And honestly, I wasn't that surprised, because everything about this yacht speaks to an owner and a crew that love her and are quite prepared to do what's necessary to keep her looking absolutely immaculate. For me, this has been such a worthwhile visit, not only to be able to enjoy the beautiful Turkish countryside and seascape, and later on the great Turkish cuisine as well, but also to see a truly extraordinary yacht. And I can tell you that if you are in the market for a yacht like this, then it will be well worth your time too coming to visit her.